Unity 96.1 FM and Facebook Live. The Friday edition of the Weekend's Gospel Show with the original and official Blessed Man, Leon Nash, continues in just radio listener. Here is another opportunity. Thank you so much. Good morning. This is the NRP Break of Day news for Monday, November 6th. I am Leon Nash. Here are the headlines. Audit to be conducted into lab and diagnostic hospital equipment. 3 men charged with murder and gun crimes after violence and robbery spree in Manchester. Champions Clarendon College among 8 into DaCosta Cup quarterfinals. Music icon Marjorie Wiley said to be in great need. The news today comes to you courtesy of Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications, we are here to serve you better. Now the details of the news. A 26-year-old man was killed when the car he was driving crashed headed onto an oncoming truck on the Runaway Bay Sailing Main Road in St. Anne. Is Michael Kitson, electrician of Mines District in the parish. 3 other occupants of the car were taken to hospital, 2 of whom admitted at about 6:30 Friday morning, November 5. Kitson was driving a Toyota motor, that should be a white Toyota Axio motor car, which reportedly overtook a line of traffic. On seeing the approaching truck, the driver attempted to get back into the lane. His car hit another car and ran into the upcoming Hypro Feeds truck. The driver of the truck was not hurt. The occupants of the vehicle were pinned in it and received help from locals before the fire brigade arrived, and personnel cut away sections of the car to free them. The head of the National Parenting Support Commission, NPSC, says effective parenting is a deterrent to criminal activities in the society. The chief executive officer of the NPSC, Casey Akar, said it was determined that ineffective parenting is one of the key drivers of crime. She emphasized the importance of good parenting practice in correcting antisocial behaviors in the society. She said many of the maladaptive behaviors seen in Jamaica would be solved by better parenting. The NPSC head was addressing the launch of National Parents Month recently. She said the NPSC will be engaging with parents island-wide to equip them with effective techniques to guide children. National Parents Month is observed annually during the month of November under the auspices of the NPSC. This year's theme is Participation for Purpose. An audit is to be conducted into the diagnostic equipment at public hospitals. The Ministry of Health has an agreement with several private laboratories and diagnostic centers to provide services to public facilities whose equipment are not working. Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton says he has asked for an audit to be undertaken because it seems that the hospital equipment is breaking down too easily, resulting in the regular call on the private system. There has been criticisms about the costs the government has been paying for the privately provided service, where hospital labs equipment required for MRI tests, scans, ultrasound, and even x-rays are not working. Patients are sometimes routinely sent or even taken from hospital beds to get tests and then returned to the hospital. Speaking at a function at Cambridge Health Centre, Dr. Tufton said he was not accusing anyone, but he was concerned that there were abuses of the program. He said he was aware that his comments could amount to self-criticism, but it appeared the equipment at hospitals was breaking down too often. And we go to that clip with Dr. Tufton at this time.
I have asked the Permanent Secretary Wright to the Auditor General to do an audit of the program because I need to satisfy myself the program is not being abused. And what is the source of the abuse that I am concerned about? Learn that the equipment within the hospitals are breaking down too quick, too easy. And it leads me to wonder if some of that breakdown is not a function of neglect, complacency, or deliberateness.
That was Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. 3 men in Manchester have been charged with murder and gun crimes in 2 separate incidents in the parish. Police said that the men went on a robbing and killing spree on Friday, October 13, when they shot dead 2 men and held up, beat, and robbed 2 establishments, relieving patrons of cash and valuables. We've got this report from Gafar Ellis.
The incident took place in Huddersfield and Savoy districts in Manchester. The 3 have been charged with 2 counts of murder, conspiracy to murder, robbery with aggravation, possession of a prohibited weapon, using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony, and unlawful wounding. They are 24-year-old Alex Brown, otherwise called Bynes, of Yorktown in Clarendon and Tikitiki district, 26-year-old O'Shane Reid, otherwise called Bussed, the liverman of Christiana, and 25-year-old Taria Wright, otherwise called Alkaline, labourer of Chudley district, all in Manchester. Reports are that about 10 p.m. on Friday, October 13, Brown, Reid, Wright, and their accomplice, armed with handguns, started their rampage at a business establishment on the Savoy Main Road. They entered the establishment, held up the patrons, and robbed them of cash and other personal belongings. 30-year-old Dwayne Carter, otherwise called Dunes, a construction worker of Job Lane in Christiana in the parish, was shot dead when he resisted one of the attackers. The gunmen then fled in a stolen motor vehicle. Approximately 20 minutes later, their onslaught continued in Huddersfield district, which led to the death of a second man from that community. They entered a second business establishment, and again they robbed customers of cash and cell phones after raining blows on them. 33-year-old farmer Tafari Barrett, also known as Fari, met his demise when he attempted to flee the attackers. He was shot several times and was pronounced dead at hospital. Brown, Reid, and Wright were apprehended and taken into custody following an operation at Chudley on 18th. They were charged after a number of stolen items were found in their possession, and they were also recognized in an identification parade. The 4th man is still at large, and the police are appealing to him to turn himself in to the nearest police station. I am Gafar Ellis for NR.
Thank you very much, Gafar. You're listening to news on NRP Radio, primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com, NRP Media JA on the YouTube and Facebook at LEAONNASH. That's Leon Nash. Reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations. This information package is brought to you by Hepburn's Glass now at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston. Let's now go on over and hear from Hepburn's Glass in this newscast.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13-908-0962, or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
Thank you very much, Hepburn's Glass. Thank you very much, Hepburn's Glass, for that. And also to let you know that this package is also fully sponsored by Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-3327 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications, we are here to serve you better. And we're now going to be continuing the news right here on NRP, the break of news package right here on nrpmediaja.com, on YouTube at nrpmediaja as well. Music icon and educator Marjorie Wiley is in need of help. Marjorie Wiley was considered a child prodigy and grew up showing great skills in music, especially with the drum and piano. She played all over the Caribbean and North America and accompanied many groups of singers, dancers, and other artists. Those who learned music and music appreciation from her are legion. She brought joy to thousands of Jamaicans with her music and lively, joyful presence. Now, Miss Wiley, 79 years old, is said to be very ill. Her condition made worse by dementia, and she needs around-the-clock care and assistance. A moving story in the Sunday Gleaner quoted heavily from an appeal by one of her nieces, who has launched a GoFundMe page seeking assistance of 60,000 Canadian dollars for care for Miss Wiley. So far, just about a fifth of the amount has been donated. In the Gleaner story, Miss Wiley is said to be in great pain because of knee surgery. Her house is under-maintained and dilapidated, and her utilities cut off from time to time because of non-payment. And so NRP appeals also to all of us who are listening at this time to give an assistance where possible. So there is a GoFundMe page that has been started for music icon and educate Wiley as she is in need of help, and a GoFundMe page has been opened for her. Check that out and see how best you can donate. And now we are going to be moving now to give you some items of sports brought to you courtesy of Hepburn's Glass, 13 Chisholm Avenue Drive in Kingston. We did that already, giving you the sponsor. So let's move into the sports. The quarterfinalists in the DaCosta Cup football competition has been named. This follows Saturday's round of matches, which saw defending champions Clarendon College topping their group with a 1-1 draw against Cornwall College. Cornwall also made it through to the quarters ahead of St. Elizabeth Technical, who dropped out. BB Coke, the only team to go unbeaten in the group of 16, topped Group 2 and are joined in that group by Manchester High, who put away Happy Grove 2-0. From Group 3, Dintil, who beat William Nib 2-1, and Christiana are through. From Group 4, Glenmuir High, who topped the group, and Garvamasio High make up the final 8. Coach of Manchester, Mr. Lambert, who had to win on the day to make it into the elite group, he's looking forward to the quarterfinals, and what a game it was at the Manchester High School in Manchester. Let's now hear from Mr. Lambert himself.
From the boys, I think the boys did extremely well in the second half. We started the game, a little short and with confidence, coming out of that loss. But we recovered and they showed some quality. We now look forward to the quarterfinals, and just the boys, I know, will go there and give a strong showing of themselves. But today, is a good look for them. Good way to rebound, and now we're looking forward to the quarterfinals.
That was the assistant coach of the Manchester High School football team, Mr. Lambert. The first set of matches in the quarterfinals takes place on Wednesday. And Sunday was a big day for cricket in India. Virat Kohli equaled the record of a fellow India great Sachin Tendulkar as he hit his 49th one-day international century in match that saw India chalk up its 6th straight win in the world. Kohli's 101 not out helped India crush South Africa by 243 runs. It was Kohli's birthday knock from 121 balls sent to the crowd at Eden Gardens into a frenzy. His superb knock helped India post 326 for 5 from their 50 overs in Kolkata. South Africa were then skittled out for just 83 in 27.1 overs. It means India are assured of a top spot after winning all 8 of their group stage matches. And that's sports brought to you courtesy of Hepburn's Glass, 13 Chisholm Avenue. They are located in Kingston. Let's hear from them one more time as we stand by now for the weather and other material in our Break of Day newscast. Stand by.
Hepburn Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 908-0962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
We thank you
We'll
very
be
much.
right back after these messages. Unity FM.
All right, this is NRP Radio. Of course, we have a connection with Unity FM over there in New York as well. Thank you so much. We just want to let you know that we promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com. That's nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com. 876-336-9928. That's 876-336-9928. That's our local news and sports. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Alexis Strope. Ukraine's president spoke with NBC's Meet the Press about the war between Israel and Hamas, a U.S.-designated terrorist group. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias has more.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who appeared on NBC's Meet the Press, noted he'd travel to Israel if conditions allow to facilitate the return of stranded Ukrainians. He was also asked if he believes Israel is following the laws of war.
If terrorists are attacking, if terrorists attack, if they behead children, you have full right to defend people and defend your own country, state. If we can open humanitarian corridors, take away prisoners of war, help people who are not involved there, the whole world should do this.
His remarks came as the World Food Program chief, Cindy McCain, warned again that are running out in Gaza and that the crisis threatens regional peace and stability. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is wrapping up a grueling Middle East tour in Turkey after only limited success in efforts to forge a regional consensus on how to best ease Gaza's civilian suffering as Israel intensifies its war against Hamas. Blinken met on Monday in the Turkish capital of Ankara with Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan after a frantic weekend of travel that took him from Israel to Jordan, the occupied West Bank, Cyprus, and Iraq to build support for the Biden administration's proposal for, quote, humanitarian pauses to Israel's relentless military campaign in Gaza. Blinken hopes that pauses in the war would allow for the release of hostages captured by Hamas, a U.S. designated terrorist group, and prevent the conflict from spreading regionally. This is VOA News. Aid groups say Afghans fleeing a deportation drive in Pakistan lack shelter, food, and warmth once they cross the border. VOA's Joe Ramsey reports.
Hundreds of thousands of Afghans have left Pakistan in recent weeks as authorities pursue foreigners they say are in the country illegally, going door to door to check migrants' documentation. Pakistan set October 31st as a deadline to leave the country or else they'd be arrested. The Taliban have set up camps on the other side for people to stay in while they wait to be moved to their place of origin in Afghanistan. But the land is barren and flat and there is no infrastructure or privacy, aid groups said Sunday. Joe Ramsey, VOA News.
Battle-weary Ukrainian soldiers are preparing for another winter at war with Russia as Ukrainian citizens brace for another season of cold temperatures and possible Russian attacks on the power grid. VOA's Arash Arabasadi has more.
On the front lines in Ukraine's Donetsk region, soldiers staffing artillery say they've noticed an uptick in Russian artillery use over the last month, something the South Korean intelligence service blames on its northern neighbor after alleging Pyongyang provided Moscow with more than 1 million shells. It's all adding up to a situation wearing down on soldiers and civilians alike.
A lot of people, of course, in the world are tired.
Of course, it's understandable. Somebody tired on the battlefield.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky speaking Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
Germany's Hamburg airport reopened on Sunday after hours after a hostage standoff that involved a child was put to an end. Almond Lee reports from Reuters.
Germany's Hamburg airport was able to reopen and restart service on Sunday, hours after a hostage standoff involving a child was over. Police arrested a 35-year-old man and rescued a 4-year-old girl, who is the daughter of the suspect and was thought to be involved in a custody dispute. Police said a man who was suspected of carrying a gun and possibly explosives drove a vehicle through the gates of the airport on Saturday night. The incident shut down one of Germany's busiest aviation hubs. The suspect eventually got out of his car with his daughter, police said, and was arrested without resistance. The girl appeared to be unharmed. The episode raised concerns over security at the airport. Less than 4 months ago, climate activists have been able to breach barriers and get onto a runway, blocking planes from takeoff.
Almond Lee from Reuters. South Korea says it plans to launch its first domestically built spy satellite at the end of this month as part of its effort to better monitor rival North Korea. The satellite will launch from California's Vandenberg Air Force Base on November 30th. I'm Alexis Strope, VOA News.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stroke. That was the latest from the international news, courtesy of the Voice of America. And now the weather report and forecast right here on NRP Radio is the break of day news. And the National Meteorological Jamaica is reporting that significant feature of a high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. The pressure of the high-pressure ridge is expected to remain across Jamaica until Wednesday, when a trough enters the Central Caribbean. In our 24-hour forecast this morning, expect mainly sunny conditions. This afternoon and evening, isolated showers and thunderstorms across the central and western parishes. Tonight, mainly fair. The 3-day forecast starting tomorrow, Tuesday, partly cloudy during the daytime. Wednesday and Thursday, isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms are expected mainly across the central and western parishes. In other current regional weather features, a trough across the eastern Caribbean, maximum temperature expected for Kingston today, 33 degrees Celsius, and maximum temperature expected for Montego Bay today, also 33 degrees Celsius. That's our weather report forecast. Before we go, here are the headlines once again. Audit to be conducted into lab and diagnostic hospital equipment. 3 men charged with murder and gun crimes after violence and robbery spree in Manchester. Champions Clarendon College among 8 into the Costa Cup quarterfinals. And music icon Marjorie Wiley said to be in great need. The news today came to you courtesy of Sirtsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-1926. Sirtsu Communications, we are here to serve you better. And our sportscast came to you courtesy of Hepburn's Glass. They are located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. For shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 908-0962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
Whenever you hear the following tone, the
we
Office
invite
of
you to
Disaster
join us again at 6:30 this evening for the Monday evening news roundup right here on NRP Radio. I am Leon Nash for NRP News. Coming up next on this station will be our link, Good Gospel, GGFM, from Brownstown in St. Anne, right until 9 a.m. Stay tuned.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 21 says, no harm comes to a good person, but an evil.
Thy word is a lamp unto my